This is a D&D themed video that is going to help you understand how to balance metagaming at your table. We hope. Don't worry, we got you covered. This is Demystifying D&D. I'm Ricardo Bladius, and today we'll be talking about the meta. For those of you unfamiliar with the term, the meta is the out-of-game knowledge that your player has pertaining to the game that they are playing. Metagaming, when used inappropriately, can become a problem in your game, but its use isn't always bad. Today, I'm going to detail some good and bad uses of the meta and how you, as a player, can utilize and foster a great table dynamic using the meta. First, let's talk about some misuses of the meta. When to avoid the meta. The meta can become a problem when it's being used as a way to win the game. When a player uses the pre-existing knowledge of the game to accomplish a particular goal or a potentially difficult challenge, that's a negative use of the meta. You might see this during combat encounters, the exploration of a heavily trapped area, or even while playing through a pre-written module that one player in the group has already played. For example, maybe your players have just encountered a terrifying monster the likes of which they've never seen before, but one of the players at the table recognizes it as a false hydra. Even though the characters are being forced to forget important information due to the false hydra's song, the player chooses to have their character behave as if they remember. They know to block the false hydra singing by plugging their ears, and they know that they can see it using mirrors. The player in this case is using their own knowledge rather than their character's knowledge to win the fight. Using the meta in this way can rob other players of experiencing the fun of this unique encounter, and we don't want that. If you find yourself in this situation, think about some ways that your character might be able to uncover this information in a more organic way. In a given scenario, ask yourself, what is my character most interested in? If your character is a wizard, whose curiosity gets him into trouble, maybe they'll immediately begin investigating all the fascinating relics and items in this room, which could lead them to finding a hidden lever that opens a trap door, instead of just lifting up the rug and finding the trap door that they already knew was there. Right now, there are tons of great pre-written adventure modules to play, and you may find yourself in a play group that's chosen to run a campaign that you've already played through. It can be hard to separate your knowledge from your character's knowledge as you play through this campaign once again. You may just want to take the lead because you know where the hidden traps are, you know which NPCs are secretly evil, and you know the big bad evil guy's weaknesses. But please, try to resist that impulse. Instead, maybe step back and allow other players to take the lead. If you see there's a moment where they may be struggling to decide what to do next, you can present opportunities for them to make their own discoveries. Guide them, almost like a mama duck. Maybe your character is an overly friendly gnome who asks the nice old lady for a tour of her home, but you, the player, know that she's actually a hag in disguise who keeps children locked in the attic. However, when she says no, this gives the other players a chance to roll insight checks to see if she's hiding something. Tee it up for them and witness them knock it out of the park.
Breeze hits it in the air to center. We will see you tomorrow night.
Using the meta to win the game will ultimately lead to less engagement and building resentment as other players feel their ability to impact the game and the story is being taken away from them. This is a bad use of the meta. Bad. Very bad. Bad meta. Bad. Now I'm going to talk about moments when you can embrace the meta. The meta in and of itself isn't inherently bad. There are moments in every session where it might be important for you to remember this is a collaborative game and everyone is looking to have a good time. You may have heard this phrase before. That's what my character would do. Sometimes making a less optimal or even a bad in-character decision can lead to great story moments and epic battles that you and your playgroup will talk about for years to come. But sometimes that phrase can be used as a justification for a single player to basically do whatever they want, despite what the rest of the group thinks. In this case, reminding yourself that this is a cooperative game is good, and after reevaluating your actions, you may decide to make a different choice that is still in character, but doesn't bulldoze the other players at the table. Being aware of other players' feelings is never a bad thing. Sometimes a player may be experiencing something called character bleed. Character bleed is when the emotional state of the character begins to seep its way into the actual emotional state of the player. Maybe two NPCs are having an intense disagreement and you feel like the other player is actually upset with you, or you become truly upset with them. Even though these emotions have no roots out of game, you still feel them. The meta can help you remember that this is just a game and everyone wants to have fun and everyone wants you to have fun too. So if you're feeling character bleed, a bit of self-reflection can help you process and manage those feelings. And if you're still struggling, always reach out to your fellow players or DM to decompress and discuss how you're feeling. Meta knowledge alone isn't bad. The more you play, the more you inherently learn about the game and how it all works. Eventually, you will encounter monsters and traps that you have seen before. But instead of using your knowledge to succeed, use it to facilitate. Remember that there are others at the table who would love to explore this scenario for the first time. Don't take away their chance to have a great experience that you did the first time. Volley up those opportunities to your fellow players to make discoveries and share in their successes with them. Collaborative storytelling is what it's all about, so go out there and have fun and utilize the meta for your table's benefit. If you enjoyed today's video, please like and subscribe to our channel for more great D&D content. You can catch us stream our actual play games every Monday at 7:15 Pacific time here on YouTube or at twitch.tv/characterplayer. You can also find all of our social media links in the description of the video below, where we post tips, tricks, and skits all for your entertainment. Thank you for watching, and remember, no guts,